guys, Honey Ice with you here, bringing you Black Clover anime review. This is episode 76. It was titled Mage X. This was a very funny but very emotional episode. Also, it wasn't that much fighting, but it was more story progression. It begins with the two next teams that are supposed to fight next, and one of the team is short by one person. They was like, "Where's X?" And everyone's looking around because this X person was not around. And when he finally showed up with this weird mask, we found out it was paint, and it left his face because he started glowing. And we found out it was Rill, which is the Aqua Deer's captain. And everybody was freaking out, but the Wizard King, he allowed it only because he wanted to see his magic. So that was kind of funny. And everyone was like, well, I guess if you're going to allow it, why not? And what was interesting after this, his butler came out. And his butler came out of nowhere, just super fast like a ninja. And everybody was mentioning that, like, wow, he's super fast. And he said hi to Asta. And Asta, when he looked at the butler looked kind of angry at first. But then he went from angry to being happy, and he gave Asta some tea. And Asta drank it, and they made fun of him because he was like, "This tea's so good, I don't know how to express it." And you have Noel and the other Voros, they're just like, dumbfounded by it and stuff. And then, we go to the battle, and the battle was real short because it was basically, this whole episode was more of a backstory of Rill and what his backstory was, and it was a very sad one. But from being sad, it came up becoming happy. Basically, what happened to his childhood was that he was always known as a weird kid, eccentric. But after he got his grimoire, he started having like these weird fits. I don't know the specific name for them, but it's usually something like creative people, like musicians, songwriters, painters, like himself. When you have like an idea to do something, but you can't like bring it out of your head, or your heart to do it, but it's like. And you go through that emotional struggle. He was going through that at a young age as a painter / wizard. So he would get upset, and he would use his magic, and he would blow up anything in his room. And he would lock himself in his room for days without eating or drinking, which was ever a decrease in his health. But putting that to the side, it was just funny because you had his mom breaking down crying, saying, "I wish I never gave birth to that monster," and stuff like that. And the maids are looking at each other like, wow, she called her own son a monster and stuff. And the butler heard this, and he got upset. So he went to the room to talk to him. He was like, "I don't want to speak to you. Leave." But the butler didn't listen. He just kept on walking up to him. And he was just throwing like paint behind him. But wherever the paint landed, it exploded. And then finally, the butler got close to him and slapped him. And when he slapped him, and Rill was now awakened from out of his fit because of the slap, he looked at the butler and he realizes that he's badly damaged. Which is funny because in the previous, before we got the backstory, when we saw the butler, he actually has a scar here, and I believe he has another scar in the bottom of his like cheek or next to his throat. I guess. So if you noticed those two scars, because one of them is not noticeable, but the other one is like super huge up here in his forehead. But it's funny because now we know how he got those scars. Rill did it to him. And we also find out in this backstory that besides the fact that he was able to calm down Rill and help him out, figure out what he wanted to do, he was also the one who told him about the Royal Knights, the Magic Knights squad, and he's the one who got him into it, and he was the one supporting him and pushing him. He even followed him from their hometown all the way over here just so he could join and help him out. So that butler is a real MP, but a real good butler and a good friend at that. But that was basically the episode, and he got trapped in these like weird plant magic from his opponents, and he started crying and screaming, saying, "Someone help me!" And everybody's like disappointed and looking at him like, "You're a captain, dude. You should be able to get out of that." But the Wizard King, though, his facial expression, he was the only one not laughing at Rill when he saw him get trapped. He just there, and he had like a funny smirk, like he knew Rill could get out of that if he wanted to. He is a captain. He may be young and naive and eccentric and all that, but at the end of the day, he is a captain. He does have captain level power. So don't use him as a joke character and think he's just there just for that. No, he's he's pretty powerful, and his magic is used if used well, can be very deadly. But he won his battle, of course, with ease. He used water and fire paint magic, and he defeated his two opponents, which was ice and fire. And then his teammates defeated the other guy with the stone, and then they saved him from, his trap and snare. And he had to check on the battlefield, and they had to remove him for the next battle, which the next battle is pretty clutch because it's Luck's team, which is Lux. The dude with the glasses, I believe his name is Clerks. His partner, or senior, I should say. And the last one, which we just got introduced to her, and we see her in the openings with angel wings. That big chick, her name is Puli Angel, if I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm probably butchering it, so forgive me. I'm not good with names, especially Japanese names, so I'm probably butchering her name, but that was basically her name, Puli Angel. And, she's very eccentric. At first, she was judging her teammates, but then after that, she was like, oh, let me just get along with them anyway. I have no choice. They're my teammates. And she forced herself in the conversation and started talking to them. And everybody told Luck and Clerks, you better not lose. And Clerks gave us some very good information on one of the guys from the other team. His name is Rob. Vezel, I believe it's pronounced. And he's one of Nazel's top 5 members, and he's a very powerful wind elemental user, and he's very good at mobility. So that was pretty interesting to get that information. And excuse me if you hear any noise in the background, that's my cell phone ringing. But it was very interesting to see this guy. He's like a very skinny human, very thin. Looked like one good hit would send him over. So I think the problem Luck is gonna have in his team is probably hitting this guy, since he's a wind user and he's really good at mobility. He's probably very fast and hard to hit. But we know Luck is very powerful and fast and very good at taking hits and enduring. So I have no doubt that Luck is gonna win. It probably would take him a while, but no problem, he's gonna win. But that was basically the episode. Oh yeah, there was one part in the beginning as well where we had Rill thinking about what he told his brother, and he was like, I shouldn't have told him that to get him upset, even though that wasn't my goal. But I'm happy I finally told him. And then he goes back to eating his lunch, which was like a piece of bread or whatever. Which I was kind of disappointed. That was actually the fight I was looking forward to. I forgot though, we had 2 or 3 more rounds left, so that was my fault. But hopefully next week, if Luck hurry up and beat this guy, we should get the other fights wrapped up. That way we can move to the second round of the tournament. And the second round should start off with, I'm not mistaken, Asa's group versus Nazel. No, not my fault. Not Nazel's group. Magma's group, which has Momoda's brother on there, who they want to beat him to shut his mouth. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But that's all I have for you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Give this video a like. Share with your family and friends. Follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. Tell me what you thought about the episode for those that seen it. If you have not seen the episode, I advise you to catch up and see it. Very great anime, very great stuff. Episode 76 of Black Clover. If you already watched it, go watch it again. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Great stuff. Can't wait for next week's episode. But that's all I have, guys. Peace out and have a good one.